The issue that I'd like to address in this very short video is something that impacts all of us every day, and that is it ethical to allow dangerous infrastructure to be placed in the public right of way without providing accurate information about its location? This kind of incident happens much more frequently than many people believe. If this kind of thing happened as frequently in the airline industry, for example, I think people would really realize just how unethical it is to allow this to continue to go on. Just to give you some statistics on this, over the last 20 years, there have been over 400 deaths associated with hitting underground infrastructure. During excavation, nearly 2,000 injuries. And if you compare that to the US airline industry, you can see that the number of deaths are comparable. Just to give you some idea of what happens in other jurisdictions, so you don't think that this is just something that has to happen. It's not something we can do something about. In the United States, there's 400,000 incidents of hitting underground infrastructure during construction. In Japan, for example, 137. So clearly there's something we could do about this. If you look at the aviation industry, looking at the Boeing 737 MAX 8, for example, when there are crashes, there is accessible, accurate data to prevent that can be analyzed by researchers and by FAA to prevent these crashes in the future. In the case of underground infrastructure, there's limited access to data, and the data that is available is unreliable, which means that these incidents happen over and over and over again. First step, I think, to enabling and collecting accurate data about what's underground would be to share the information that's captured every day during construction and prior to construction. The U.S. devotes an estimated $10 billion a year to doing this, but this information is rarely shared, and the result is that we collect this information over and over again. So this is something that many jurisdictions have recognized the value of sharing underground information about location. These are just some of them. These are about 25 of them that I've collected over the years. If you look at those, there are many different organizational alternatives for doing this, right, ranging from government mandates to private companies and industry associations. What I would like to propose is that we create a community for alternative policies, organizational structures, and technologies to enable sharing location information about underground infrastructure. The objective would be to create an accessible, accurate, up-to-date, and complete information about the location of underground infrastructure, recognizing that one size does not fit all. And we would invite governments, NGOs, public-private partnerships, consortia, and private sector to be involved in this effort.